Department of Submarines Research, coming to you today in Roadiflage. Today we're going to be talking about a 22, some assembly required. Alright, topic of today, the Remington Model 12 pump action 22. Now, quick note on pump actions in Australia. We are not allowed to own pump action shotguns, but we can own pump action 22s and center fires with some magazine capacity limits. Quick note on that one. So, the Remington Model 12, okay, a darling of a trombone or gallery rifle. Not to be confused with the Winchester Model 12, which was a 12 gauge shotgun and is considered possibly one of the ultimate pump action shotguns out there. So, the Model 12 was Remington's first 22 pump action long rifle, okay? Well, it could also choose shorts, longs, and everything in between. It was up against some pretty stiff competition from Winchester, who'd owned the market with their 1890, their 1906, and their Model 62. Browning also had the trombone on the market. Who did Remington turn to? Well, in those days, Remington actually made rifles that were worth a damn. So they employed smart people like John Pedersen, who designed this and numerous other firearms in history. So the Remington Model 12 came out in about 1909 and was pretty popular. Unlike the Winchester models of the time, which had the exposed hammer, which was common to most of John Moses's designs, this was entirely enclosed. And the Model 12 is characterised from some of the later models by this teardrop shaped ejection opening. Like most gallery rifles of the time, as I showed in the intro scene, okay, it can be taken down, which is done really simply on this one. It has this big thumb screw here, which pulls out, which is actually quite nicely machined, very exacting, and the rifle simply, with the action cocked, pulls apart, which could then be easily transported in something like a leather mutton leg case. One day I might get one of those built up. And also makes it pretty easy to clean. Further disassembly requires removal of the handguard itself, and various bits slide in and out. But for average cleaning, that's more than enough. The action of the Model 12, like most guns of the era, is an absolute work of art. Beautiful machining, nicely toleranced, and ever so smooth. As stated, it's capable of running all your varieties of 22 ammunition, and as demonstrate, beautiful and smooth, which makes it fast to handle. Sights, typical buckhorn style arrangement, okay, of the era with your sliding mechanism. So you never want to dry fire a 22 rimfire, as you will do damage to the edge of the chamber, okay, and you'll damage your firing pin. Magazine on the Model 12 is a typical tube affair, okay, slides out with a loading gate, okay, sorry, a loading slot. Obviously, the plunger maintains the feed, like so. Rounds go down the magazine tube, pop onto the lifter, and then fed in the chamber by the forward action of the pump. From there, the gun is locked, unless you do one of two things. You fire the action, which I'm not going to do for the aforementioned reasons, okay, or you depress this little lever here, which is the slide release. Safety on the Remington Model 12 is very familiar to anyone with a 7615 or pretty much any Remington pump action ever after. This little button here. So hit the slide release or fire the action, pump the action back, the case will go flying out. Cycling forward, you're good to go again. Now, there is an interrupter in this system. This gun will not slam fire. However, some of the Browning models and some of the Winchester models will. So if you've got an old gallery gun, just beware of that. Probably not a beginner's gun. So we've mentioned the takedown system. It's very, very, very simple as described. Internally, the action, it's simple enough, but it is quite complex. That's what John Pennison was kind of known for, using 7 parts when 1 or 2 would do. This is probably the standard grade. There was a dizzying array of 12A to F and then various other extreme grades from there. And the butt plate is lovely, nice and plastic. So, designed, 1909 it was released, and they proceeded all the way on to I can't read my handwriting, about 1936, when it was replaced by the Remington Model 121 Fieldmaster, which then went on to become, after it was redesigned again, the Remington 572 Fieldmaster. Those things are a heap of crap. Don't buy them. Remington, as we know, lost its way as a company. Okay, the quality control isn't there and using a lot of castings. They're not innovative designs and their shit just doesn't work. So this gun I picked up off the secondhand rack at my local gun store. Once again, one of those little gems you can find every now and again when you cruise the secondhand racks. These guns can go on used guns for anything up to $500, $600, depending on condition. I managed to talk them down on this one due to its condition, down to 350 bucks. Okay, cheap, fun gun. Externally, the bluing's pretty thin, it's gone brown, it will clean up nicely. The timber's in good condition. The mechanism internally is immaculate. There's no marks or anything in it, and the bore is perfect. Folks, please, for the love of God, clean your rimfire bores, okay? If you're using it regularly, it's not so bad. But if you fire 50, 60, 100 rounds through it, stick it in the cupboard, then you pick it up again 6, 12, 8 months later, the carbon fouling will have absorbed moisture, and despite that wax bullet, you're basically creating a barrel obstruction. And that's why a lot of rimfires that have been left behind doors back in the oldie times before safe storage have a ring about there or down around the chamber somewhere, okay? From build up of dirt and debris, which then bullet had to push through, creating a burn mark in the barrel. A rimfire barrel doesn't really wear out, they just lead up. The bore on this one is pristine, as is the crown. So despite its external condition, it shoots really, really well. Well, as well as any 22 can. So folks, cheap, fun, and fast. The Remington Model 12.